I remember the Saturday after we had our first COVID case in Monroe County. I was over at Swan Market grabbing stuff for dinner, enjoying a beer while I waited. And I looked around and I saw people packed together, eating, laughing. And I remember thinking to myself, boy, we might not be able to do this again for like 2 weeks, maybe 2 months. It's been 2 years now. And like many of you, I'm back out eating at restaurants, and it feels really good. And yet, I get the feeling that a lot of us are still on edge, and for good reason. It seems like for the last 2 years, whenever we jumped over one hurdle, a different, sometimes higher one was waiting for us. Some were community-wide, Delta and Omicron. Others were personal, medical or financial or what have you. I mean, look, problems were around well before the pandemic, of course. They just seemed to many more acute or frequent recently. And that can leave us expecting the next shoe to drop, waiting for it. That waiting can be as emotionally draining as dealing with the actual problem that presents itself. Which brings me to one of my favorite quotes. Author William Ng said, "Worry is interest paid on trouble before it comes due." From this, I've tried to limit my anxiety over events that remain in the offing, perhaps never to come to pass. Not always easy. I'm most successful when I mentally step away from my familiar cycle of thoughts, look around at the world around me, and find it to be quite calm. The noise I usually discover is in my head, and most minutes in the day, even during the most chaotic of days, are peaceful. Taking note of that helps to avoid paying too much interest on future trouble. Tonight, I'm reflecting on those who make those peaceful minutes possible. In particular, the men and women in uniform stationed both here and abroad who stand ready to protect us. Peaceful minutes for many of them might be hard to come by right now, but I hope they get a few this weekend. Speaking of this weekend, I hope to see many of you out at the St. Patrick's Day Parade on Saturday. If I don't, see you on Monday.